my name is Jake Kleiner with SuiteDynamics. Today we're going to talk about NetSuite tips and tricks. So to get started, again, we've gone through some dashboard review. We hope that's been helpful as far as dragging and dropping and customizing our dashboard. But some other really useful tips, I think the primary one, probably the most powerful, is our global search. Global search is going to be incredibly useful within NetSuite as it gives us the ability to global search our database based off of our permissions and roles. So as an example, let's say I'm searching for development activities, but for the life of me, I can't remember if it's a project, if it's a task, potentially it's a customer or a service item. What we're able to do within NetSuite is actually leverage the percentage sign, otherwise known as a wildcard. And what this allows us to do is search the enterprise system as well as the database more broadly. So you'll notice by typing in percentage and then development, I'm getting broad results. So I can see service items, I can see tasks, I can also see project tasks. And this really allows us to search more broadly if we're not sure on what type of a record we might be referencing in the system. Some additional really useful ways, again, to refine your search is, let's say we know the type of record. So I'm looking for a project. I can type in project. I can then enter colon, and then I can actually enter in the project name that I know that I'm looking for without having to go through my NetSuite UI. So in this case, I happen to know it might be under lists, relationships, and projects, but maybe I've lost my way, or maybe I've lost how to get to that system. I'm instead able to search it by typing in the actual project of interest, and we'll notice after typing in several letters, it automatically pulls that record in for us, which we can then drop into and then make some changes as we see fit. Again, incredibly useful, incredibly powerful tool, the NetSuite Global Search. We highly recommend it, both the use of wildcards for broad global searches, as well as some sub-navigation by using a leading word or leading term from the type of record we're trying to query. In this case, project colon, and then the project name. We'll also notice we can search things like customer. So if we've got specific customers that we're looking for, and again, the customer has to exist, but in this case, we've got customer, colon, and then SU, so we're able to find SuiteDynamics as an example. In addition to customers, we're also able to search things like vendor records with the vendor colon. Customers, we can also do things like lead, or we can even go for activities. Outside of the global search, we'll also find some incredibly useful tools within the NetSuite UI. One that we use very regularly is going to be recent records. We'll notice we can see all recent records based off of our recent activities, but we can also go to recent records to see the last 10 steps that we've taken within the NetSuite UI. Again, very useful, very referenceable if we're trying to get back to, let's say, a sales order or an invoice that we had been working on recently, but can't for the life of us recall which record it was. Recent records in the top left is an incredibly powerful tool. In addition to all recent records, we'll also notice that above and beyond the recent records in the top left of our navigation, we actually have a dashboard as well that we're able to leverage on the home screen. So let's say we prefer, instead of using the all recent records, to use the recent records dashboard. We'll notice again that it pulls in these records directly for us and makes them clickable links that bring us directly back to, as an example, the invoice in question that we really wanted to reference for a customer. One other really useful thing that we recommend within the Oracle NetSuite dashboard is we'll see we've got the star, which we can really liken to a bookmark within the internet browser. So let's say we are running into specific types of projects very frequently, but I've actually forgotten where the project exists. And so what we're able to do when we get to this project record, we can hover over the star, select Add to Shortcuts, give this a specific name, so frequent project, select Open a New Window to open it in a new browser tab, and save. And then once we save our browser or save our bookmark and then refresh the browser, we're actually going to see we've got that frequent project reference directly in our bookmarks, available to be referenced again. Above and beyond these helpful navigation and tips, One incredibly useful tool is going to be support, and then Suite Answers. Suite Answers offers a wide repository of documentation for the NetSuite ERP system. It's incredibly helpful when we're struggling with some specific tasks or possibly receiving an error that we haven't encountered before. We can again go to support, go to Suite Answers, and we'll note it takes us directly to the Suite Answers repository for questions as well as for support tasks. We hope you've enjoyed this session regarding NetSuite tips and tricks. Again, my name is Jake Kleiner, CEO of SuiteDynamics. If we can be of any service to you or your business, please feel free to check us out online at www.suitedynamics.io or send us an email to info@suitedynamics.io. Take care.